So the last thing we need to talk about from this chapter is the adoption credit. And the adoption credit is a credit which would normally be based on your qualifying adoption expenses. But for purposes of this class, and all the details are in your textbook, of course, but for purposes of this class, all of our clients who've taken an adoption credit have been able to take the full adoption credit based on something called a special needs adoption. So we'll skip ahead to that. Oh, right here on this slide. The full amount of the credit is allowed for a special needs child even if you do not have any qualified adoption expenses. So you get the whole, it's about $16,000. It goes up each year for inflation. And the definition or requirements for special needs are the child is a U.S. citizen or resident. A state has made a determination that the child cannot or should not be returned to their parents' home. And a state or includes political subdivisions of, so it could be a city or municipality, or a judge or a state agency, but a state has determined that the child probably would not be adopted without assistance being provided to the adoptive parents. So usually we'll have something from the Office of Children's Services that says specifically it's going to have those magic words because of the special needs of Joey. We determined that he would not be adopted unless there were assistance being provided. So if there's any kind of adoption assistance or anything like that, and we're going to want a copy of that letter to keep in their file, because this is almost 100% audit.
Oh, wow.
So the IRS will audit that return, say, give us your proof that this child is a special needs child, and then we'll say, send out those letters that we kept in their file. But if it's a special needs adoption, you get the full $16,000 credit. The credit is non-refundable, which means even though people might have heard about the $16,000 credit, they might be expecting a $16,000 refund right away, but they're not going to get it. Their tax, whatever the tax liability would normally be, is going to be reduced to zero. However, for adoption credit, instead of it being lost or wasted, it gets to carry over to the next year, up to a maximum of 5 years. So if you adopt someone this year in 2024, you can claim the credit on the 2024 return. And if it's not all used up, you can continue to claim it on your 25, 26, 27, 28, and 2029 returns. So, or thinking about it going back, people that were doing tax returns next spring for will be doing the 2024 returns. They could have carried that credit forward from 2019. 2024 is 5 years later. So that's going to be on our questionnaire or intake questionnaire. Did you adopt a child anytime between 2019 and 2024? Your adoption credit might be reduced or eliminated, though, if your adjusted gross income is more than $239,000. Here on qualified adoption expenses, since we're going to just assume that all of our clients, for purposes of this class, will have special needs, we're going to be checking the box here under column D where it says child with special needs, right here. Okay. So here we say the adoption is a non-refundable credit. Any excess credit can be carried forward up to 5 years or until the credit is used up.